There's one important thing about politics that believers need to keep in mind. I've explained this before. Politics is all about diversion. We divert violence and negative attention of the community elsewhere. And in this diversion, there's always a group of people that want to maintain their leverage over the population. And amongst the common population, who want to undermine one another. That is all what politics is. So, in politics, there's always inequality. Because politics cannot work if there is no inequality. For example, let's say you arrive in South America and it's 1500, so several centuries ago, and you would see a large plot of land near some beach, and some Portuguese guy would say that that is his land. What makes it his land? Because he said so? But hold on a minute. There were other people living there, right? Why is it his land suddenly? Well, it isn't his land. Until he returns to Portugal, comes back with an army of 500, and now he has 500 men with arms to keep everyone out of the plot of land that he doesn't want there. So now it has become legally his. Legal means there is institutionalized violence behind it. Legal simply means it's approved by institutionalized violence. So he made it legally his through institutionalized violence. But is it naturally his? No, because that guy passed away, and then his son decided to take over the claim, and now his son had to pay other troops to defend him. And that's how it goes on and on and on. All governments are based like this. There's a claim over an area, and there's a population living there that wants to get along without having to deal with life. So they entrust themselves to a select group of people that will do the dirty job for them to make sure they can escape life, but at the same time get the benefits of life. And this can only work if that small group of people has some advantage that they can use to violate you. And the population lives there, they must have some violent leverage over the small minority also, or else it wouldn't work. So legal simply means institutionalized violence that's approved. That's what legal comes down to. So legal does not mean true. Legal does not mean right. Legal does not mean just. Legal does not mean biblical. It doesn't mean holy. It simply means there is violence that's been established through institutions. So, just because something is legal doesn't mean it's right. Most of the times when it's legal, it's not right. You know why? Because legality has to do with institutionalized violence. And the Most High never condoned violence from anyone, nor in heaven nor on earth. So nothing that's legal deserves the support of the believer. If something is legal, it's declared legal because the power structure allows it. We don't acknowledge the power structure. We just take notice of them because they're there. And when we have the ability, we shut them down. Believers should not. Hold on, go back inside. Believers should not, under any circumstance, mesh together with the violence of the world. So believers shouldn't even be into this thing called politics to begin with, because it's a scam, it's a hoax. Now I understand as believers we should be involved with the community. Yes, we should be involved, and we deal with politics, but we're not invested in it. That's the difference. Still needs an half hour to go, so I'll wait. Always remember what legality and legal really means. Therefore, I agree with Christ and realize that all property, whether it's private or public property, are nothing but claims that are defended by institutionalized violence. If you have an iPhone, someone comes and takes the iPhone out of your hand and knocks you down, he goes away. Is it then his iPhone? Legally not, because there's no power structure that defends that claim. But if someone comes to if your land is invaded by a foreign military, and they take everything over and they take away your farm and give it to some general, now it is legally the generals because there is institutionalized violence behind it. Do not invest in the violence of this world. I'm telling you, don't. Be at peace.